Hello, I think I'm live and it looks very, very dark in here. I'm just going to give it a few minutes to see if anyone jumps on. It is, what time is it? It's just gone 6 o'clock in the UK. So that'll be middle of the day for you in various places in America. And that means it will be the middle of the night or early in the morning for those of you in Australia. So if you do happen to jump on, please let me know in the chat where you're from and how you're feeling today. It's pouring with rain here today. It feels like the first day of winter in the UK almost. It's suddenly gone really dark. It's weird doing YouTube live straight from YouTube because the screen looks like it's got a real delay. So give me a little thumbs up in the chat if it's coming through. All right. Oh, hi, Marius. How are you doing? Where are you from, Marius? Let us know where you're watching from. I've had one of those days today. Hi, Amber. Thank you. Do let us know where you watch from. I really love it. Love seeing where people are joining from. Carolyn, Myrtle Beach. Oh, how fantastic. That sounds lovely. I've never been there actually. Don't know well. I wish people could add pictures to the live stream comments. So how is everyone? Oh, Texas. I've just been to Texas. I was in Dallas, Fort Worth a couple of weeks ago. Had an amazing time with some friends there. So thank you so much for people jumping on. Robin, Linda, Amber, it's so lovely to see you. I wanted to talk about something that everyone seems to ask me about. Now, as a holistic health coach, obviously people come to me when they've got problems either with their animals or themselves, and that could be any aspect of their lives really, because we all know what a huge impact stress plays on all our lives. But who of you who's watching has ever had that feeling, I've tried everything but nothing works? Let me know in your chat if that resonates with you at all. Have you had that feeling yourself? And if so, what in relation to? Or have you had loved ones or friends or families? Well, hopefully your friends and families are your loved ones. But have you had them say that to you as well? Because I don't know if it's just me, but I hear a lot of people saying that. Hi, Gary. Hi, the Garden Muse. Let me know if anyone resonates with that. I've tried everything and nothing works. And when you've actually felt that feeling, how does it feel? Does it feel that feeling of despair? Does it feel that you don't know where to go next? You haven't got the energy to try anything else? And a lot of people, when they're struggling with health challenges or financial challenges or how to express themselves to loved ones or how to really express themselves to anyone, really, quite often it can feel really overwhelming and it can feel, look, I'm running out of options here. And even when we look at things on a global level, it can feel really overwhelming sometimes to people. How do we sort out what's going on in the world? How do we sort out this division, this hate, this brainwashing? And a lot of people actually have that feeling, I've tried anything, I don't know what to do next. And that normally comes when we're feeling low on energy, when we're feeling overwhelmed, when we've been ground down by life. But the reality is obviously that we've never tried everything. There's always more we can try and find. We might have exhausted everything in our toolboxes, but luckily there's loads of other people, either locally or on the internet, or coaches that actually can really help you to explore other opportunities. And it's very sad sometimes. I meet a lot of people who've either been told for their animals' health or their own health, there's nothing more we can do. These are your only options. And it's never the case that these are your only options. But sometimes people can feel really rushed into making a decision that they might then regret at a later time. So the reason I wanted to speak to this today is because if anyone is actually feeling that, and I can see the Garden Muses. Hi, Michelle from Liverpool. Hi, Carrie from Washington State. Hi, Moni. So what I wanted to do is, what do we do when we're feeling like that? Or when someone else is saying that, if you're trying to offer some advice and someone says, it's not going to work, I've tried everything. Well, one of the things I would like to say is we are not the same person from 1 minute to the next, to 1 day to the next, certainly not 1 year to the next. So just because you've tried a certain approach in the past doesn't mean that's not going to work for you now. And also, the challenges facing us are changing so rapidly, often because we're becoming aware of more of them. I mean, they might have been really facing us for quite some while anyway, but we might not have been aware of them. And as your awareness is brought to it, that can take you into different emotional states, which can affect your physical health, your emotional health, etc. So there's all these different variables that affect us all the time. Gary's struggling with low mood and anxiety. Ruth, yeah, Gary's my husband. I love that. Yeah. There's a lot of people, I resonate with that a lot. How do you keep positive in times when it feels like it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back? How do you deal with the anxiety when you're on a journey of discovery and the things you're finding out aren't necessarily, you might wish you'd never found them out in at all. So thank you for sharing that. That's a really good one, Ruth. And what I really wanted to have this chat to say is there's always something we can do, and being open to new ideas is really crucial. And if we're not open to them ourselves, we can't expect other people on a more global scale to be open to them. So sometimes when we're feeling that overwhelm, when we're feeling that there's nothing else that we can do, where do we start? It's a question of getting a different opinion from someone you haven't tried. We all know that saying that, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. And the thing is, particularly when we're feeling low in energy, when we're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, we've got a particular challenge on us, those are the times when we're not necessarily going to be able to come up with the solutions ourselves. And that's where we sometimes need to look to trusted sources outside of ourselves. So being open to the fact that just because we can't think of another approach doesn't mean other people have got things to try, and also not shooting the messenger. I think most people on my channel have been at the stage where they've tried to share information with people in the past to try it from a genuine will of wanting to help them and being shut down. Because often information that isn't solicited, that isn't asked for, doesn't go down too well. But then sometimes we can't live our life like that. Anyone here is a parent. Let me know in the chat if you're a parent of either 2-legged beings or 4-legged beings or winged beings. When you're in a parent and you're looking after a child or an animal, often you have to make decisions with the best information you have at the time. So there's that saying, cruel to be kind. Your child might want something really unhealthy, but it's in their best interest to get them to bed on time, to keep them healthy, to stop them watching certain information, even stop them interacting in certain places or with certain people. So sometimes it's really, really good to look outside yourself and ask for that advice. But if you're not open to that advice, nothing in your life's going to change. Carrie, I've had that feeling regarding navigating a series of emotional struggles and on your way through. Thanks, Carrie. Share what's working for you. Is it a case of just sticking with it and not giving up? Have you had particular things that you've tried? Hi, Satu, Finland. I've been to Finland many a times. I used to work for Nokia and I used to spend a lot of time in Finland. Lovely, lovely people. So let me know what's worked for you. But some of the things that really work for me is really admitting when you need outside intervention, when you need someone else to give you some ideas, and being open that the person that you're asking, that's where your intuition comes in. Who are you going to go to ask for these ideas? Because there's no point going to someone that you don't trust. There's no point going to someone that's in a worse state than you or isn't walking the talk. So if you're going to ask for advice for people and you're really feeling overwhelmed or you don't know where to go next and nothing else is going to work, go and ask someone that has got what you're looking for. So if it's a health challenge, look for someone that's either overcome their own health challenges or that is healthy and giving out consistent advice. If it's a financial challenge, don't go to someone that's broke. Choose who you get the advice from really carefully. Woody's got a really good suggestion: turn the TV off. That helps every single time. That will never fail. The Garden Muse has found alternative methods to help your neuralgia. Brilliant. Yeah. This is what I want people to do, is keep asking, because the answers are out there. And sometimes it's when we let go of that resistance, and we really genuinely do, because anytime we're feeling that I've tried everything, it's not going to work, there's something at some level that's shutting off opportunities for you. And I completely get it. I get why people feel like that. However, if you're recognizing that this is something you do feel, then that's a wake-up call to say, okay, I'm shutting solutions out. I need to try something different. Medicinal cannabis absolutely helps a lot of people. Hearing from friends what they're going through really helps, even if I cannot relate. That is beautiful, Amber, because we don't have to put ourselves in their shoes. I know there's a saying is put yourself in someone else's shoes, but sometimes that can be helpful, but sometimes that can actually be really detrimental, because that can shift your energy to the frequency that you're trying to help them lift out of, if that makes sense. So when I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I'm thinking, have I ever felt I've tried everything? Yes, I have. So let me give you an example of something that's affecting me currently, actually. My 2 dogs, now I work with holistic care for animals, and no one knows everything. If you're at that stage where you think you know everything, then that's when you really need to go back to school. And I'm talking about the school of life, not traditional school. So I spend a lot of time helping people work through their animals' health challenges. And I've got 2 particular dogs that had a really, really bad start in life. That is a story that I'm telling myself, but also there's a fact to it, because they were missing key nutrition at certain stages. But they're having some challenges with their skin at the moment. And I've tried all the obvious things. They've done brilliant detoxes. They're on an amazing diet. There are some other things that I'm not going to mention on this channel, because it will get me a strike, that I know are contributing factors that were outside my control, that happened to them before they came to me. However, it's really frustrating, and I've had to really keep my ego in check, because as someone that deals with this day in, day out with other people's animals, and I can honestly say the success rate is phenomenal. When you're emotionally attached yourself, you can tend to think, right, okay, there's a lesson here that I'm meant to learn, because my normal tools that I go to in these circumstances aren't quite getting there. They're getting me 90% there, but not 100% there. So this is a lesson for the universe, that I'm ready for the next stage of my learning, so that I can help them more. And if I close off that and sort of shut down and sort of say, no, I know what to do and it's not working, that's not true. I just haven't found the right solution for them. And actually, they're both, even though they're sisters, they're very, very different individually, personality-wise, the way they hold on to emotions in their body. So I'm taking this as a really exciting challenge to learn the next stage of what I need to be able to do to help them, and then I can pass that forward to my clients. And so I've reached out to some of my amazing holistic therapist friends, and that's the best thing about what I do, actually, is I've got so many great contacts that can actually see where my blockages are and what I'm not managing to reach with them. I love that, Kevin. No matter how old you are, you get to learn all your life. Oh my goodness. I've got a t-shirt that I often wear from Liz, who makes them, my friend Liz, and the more I know, the more I realize I don't know. And that sums up the last few years for me. It's actually really refreshing when you let go of the need to know everything. It's just wonderful. And I think it's part of growing up and getting into your adult brain. My lovely conversation with Alan James a couple of days ago, he was talking about the psychology of the teenage brain and the adult brain. And part of stepping into the adult brain is where you realize that you really know so little, and there's so much there to learn, and how exciting that is. And wouldn't it be lovely if a few of the so-called people that have put themselves in leadership positions realize that? I'm just going to read through some of the things that have worked for you. Carrie, opened up to various methods, traditional and non-traditional. I've done lots of work. realizing that I am and learning to love and appreciate me. What a lovely point you've learned there, Carrie, that you're open to traditional and not traditional, traditional and non-traditional, because throwing the baby out with the bathwater, sometimes we need to take tools from different pots, and that's what we need right here, right now, to get us through the next stage. So I love that. Amber was in the military a long time, seek mentorship back in school, finishing alternative medicine. Oh, that's amazing. Amber, I know so many alternative medicines practitioners. I don't know where you are, but don't hesitate to email me or reach out, because I am going to be bringing a lot more of them on my channel, because I'm really passionate about connecting the alternative therapists, medicines, healers, because there's so many solutions out there. But some of my friends, colleagues from all over the world that are doing the most amazing work, no one knows about them. So I'm actually launching a coaching course next month that you're going to be hearing more about it over the next week, next few weeks, Amber, to exactly help those people get those skills out, because we need them. Yeah, wise man, love that, Kevin. A wise man became wise by learning his whole life. Few people we can probably think of in the public eye that could really do with that message, Kevin. Gary, we've got a beautiful Cocker Spaniel. He suffered from being small with separation anxiety. He's 12 next March. The older he gets, the more clingy and whiny. Oh, I've got so much that I can help you with separation anxiety, Gary. It's amazing. There's lots and lots and lots that I can help with that, because often they're picking up with what's going on with the humans. Often it can be nutritional deficiencies and microbiome as well, and toxins. So reach out to me, Gary and Ruth, because I have got so much good advice for separation anxiety. And there are lots of different root causes, but actually once we delve down and find the root cause, then we can really get to the bottom of that. But yeah, thank you so much for recognizing that with your gorgeous dog, and let's see if we can get some stuff to help you with that. Who else has got something else going on? I do understand it's so frustrating when you can't find the solution for you, and going through that frustration is part of the learning journey. It really is. It's really, really important. Yeah, please do drop me an email. My email is always in the description box under the videos. And what we probably need to do is jump on a consult call to go through. But you can drop me an email with some initial things. Make sure you put where you're at, what time zone and everything, and we can go from there, because that's something I'm really passionate about. So how do you ask for new advice? You've got to be open, and you've got to go out there and ask for it. Most of us don't like unsolicited advice. So remember that when the shoe's on the other foot. And if you're struggling, go and find someone and ask for help in whatever area of your life. That's really, really important. The other thing I would really, really encourage is don't shoot the messenger. So often people reach out for help, and then when the person tries to offer some solutions, they get angry or resistance comes up. And what I would say is, if you're reaching out for someone to help, it's a really, really good idea to do some inner work before you jump on that call, have that meeting, just to really step into, perhaps do some heart-brain coherence breathing, step into that place of neutrality so you can hear the advice that's been given, because synchronicities are all around us. If you're being exposed to something at a particular time, there's a reason for it. How are you going to take that? Are you really listening to what the other person's saying? Are you actually being clear on what your boundaries are as well? That's a really big one for people. And you're so right, Amber, we're in a very triggered society. So if that's the society we're seeing around us, and I'm going to put my hand up today, I seem to have attracted some people today that are very, very triggered, but I have to take ownership for that. Why have they come into my awareness? Today, there must be something in my energy field that's attracted that to me. And again, just like with my dog's skin, I'm seeing it as a learning experience. I might swear in between. I might find it a bit annoying. I'm not going to pretend I don't want to tell them to piss off. But equally, I'm saying that with a smile on my face because I do realize that I have attracted that in. So if we're seeing that in our society, because there's lots of people that would disagree with us and they're not seeing a triggered society because of where they are energetically. We all know that something that will trigger one person is not going to trigger another person because we don't know what they're going through. We don't know what their emotional state is. Everyone is going through something that we don't understand. People get really triggered with me because I can't hear, and I say pardon a lot. So I am very, very deaf, very deaf. I've got really high hearing loss at certain frequencies. Now, I do wear 2 hearing aids that you can sort of see here. I had to turn my hair back to it. It's pouring rain outside. I've just fed my gorgeous horses. So I wear hearing aids, and it really annoys people when they're talking to me and I ask them if they could speak up or if they could repeat something. Now, I find that I could easily get triggered by that, and sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, because, you know, if someone knows that I've got hearing loss, they've known me for a long while, and they're having a conversation like this, it's not really, there's not much intent there. Everyone can raise their voice unless you've got a problem with your voice box. And so, you know, for me, communication, the definition of communication is to have pass information between one being and another, or one being and many, or many and one, with the intent that it's received and understood, not just shouting something at something with no care. So if someone's walking to me like this and talking and they know that I've got hearing loss, I do find that quite triggering, because I'm like, do you know what? If I was missing a leg, you wouldn't keep asking me to run, because it's something that's not visible. People just get, and then they get annoyed when you say speak up. And I'm like, oh. But other people, of course, don't know. So I will explain to people. So, for example, this afternoon, my daughter and I had a lovely business meeting in a cafe. And the little waiter was really shy and he was whispering. And I just said, look, I'm really sorry, because I wear hearing aids. I'm still quite deaf. Could you repeat that, please, or speak up? Because I didn't want to make them feel uncomfortable that it was anything they were doing. So we never know what someone's going from, but taking ownership for what we're attracting in is really, really important. Let me see what Kevin said. Oh, Kevin, I wish we could all can we all give Kevin a really big hug? I'm struggling after losing the love of my life on Valentine's Day last year, and my mother's fighting cancer. A tough 18 months. I've seen so much death in 2 years. Kevin, we're just going to take a little moment here and just really send you a lot of love. Because when you're going through something like that, I don't have any words that, you know, can make you feel better, but intention of just really, you know, knowing that there's people there that really do care, that knowing that there's people there that will help you through it. It is really awful. I must say, my year from hell, if I can say it like that, was 2020, where I lost my father, a couple of friends, and a lot of animals, all within a year. And it was just relentless. And honestly, I probably still haven't got over it. But you will learn to attract the right people, Kevin, that will support you through this. And it's really great that you can really reach out for help for anyone that can, that you know, you feel comfortable doing that with, because it's such a really hard time. And it's such a cliche when you say that, when people say to you things will get better, because when you're in that state, you never feel like it's going to get better. But again, perhaps, I don't know what you've tried and you're not asking for advice, so I don't want to give it. Actually, I will stop myself there. But we're all sending you lots of love, and there are a lot of people that really do care, that really do want to be there for you. And it's really brave to reach out and say that. And I hope that you've got people in your personal life that can reach out and can give you that extra support that you really need right now. Because this is there's lots of love for you in the chat, Kevin. Thank you. Please do, everyone, share some love. It really means a lot to people. And I think this is the thing, is when we take that first brave step, and reach out and ask for help, then suddenly something that seems overwhelming, you've tried anything, nothing can really help, will actually, a new opportunity, a new door, a new stage of your life will open up. And yeah, well, it's not your problem. Your gift is that you've always been a giver and helper to others. And so I heard someone saying, I honestly, for the life of me, trying to think who it was. Oh, it was on Alan James again. I'm saying a lot from that. Alan's a very wise man and a very caring man. But as he was saying, because he's always been very much, I think a lot of us are, a lot of those are very empathetic, always very much more comfortable giving than receiving. But everything's about a balance of energy. And he was saying in our chat that, and I thought he put it beautifully, that someone once said to him, look, if you're not accepting when people offer to help, you know, you're such a giving person and you know the pleasure that it gives you to be able to help and support other people. So please don't deny other people the gift of letting them help and support you. So my message to you, Kevin, would be exactly that, would be to really understand what a gift it would be for the people in your life that care, whether they're distant, whether they're in your locality. It's such a gift for them for you to open yourself up and accept that help at this time. And it will really do so much for them. So all the happiness that you get from helping others, other people will get from being able to help you. I absolutely promise you, there, despite what the media would have tell us, there are a lot of good people around. So, Kevin, I really hope that helps. So I'm going to keep it short. I always rabbit on for far too long. I do love rabbits, though. Everyone knows I love rabbits, but I shouldn't have that in common with them. So I just really wanted to come out from there because it's something I'm hearing a lot of on all sorts of levels, on the political level, on the health level, on the wealth level, is I've tried everything. I've heard so many people say, you know, it won't work for me. This won't work for me. I've had a bad experience with that. I've tried that before, but the situation is never, ever the same. And that's what I'd like to leave everyone with. If you're feeling that overwhelm or someone in your life is feeling that overwhelm, please try and remember that every second, everything is changing for us. Our energy field's changing. We're changing. Different cells have died off and are regenerating. So physically, if you look at me 15 years ago, I don't look the same as I look now. In another few weeks, I won't look the same as I will now. A lot of the parts of my physical body will have changed, but also the influences that I've invited into my life and a lot that I haven't invited into my life will have changed, and I'll be making different decisions, and everything's in this constant cycle of change. So when we recognize that and we just accept we do not know everything, we haven't tried everything, there's always more we can do, then I think that things can start shifting for everyone. And if we're the type of people that can demonstrate accepting help, if we're the type of people that can demonstrate having an open mind and trying things when people are helpful, then I think that we will see our outer worlds as well as our inner worlds shift a lot. Thank you so much for those of you that joined me. Thank you for all of you that have been brave enough to share your experiences. It really helps. If anyone's watching this on replay, please do leave in the comments what works for you. When have you felt overwhelmed? And what have you done about it, and what got you out the other side of it? Have you been suddenly thinking, do you know what, I am going to try this again, or I am going to try something new, and has it shifted something amazing for you? Because people do need to hear this. They need stories of inspiration. That's why sharing testimonials is often so great. Kevin, there's a lot of love for you. So absolutely, you know, take it, receive it. I really hope that you can receive that. I really, really, really thank everyone who's joining me. If you think this will resonate with anyone else, please do give me a thumbs up. Please do give me a share. And please do let me know. Oh, thank you, Randy. That's really kind. Thank you for subscribing. It does mean a lot. And the other thing is leave in the comments below what else you'd like to hear me talk about. Who else would you like me to invite on for lives? Because the whole point is I'm here for this community. Lots of love to everyone. Have a brilliant rest of the day. Take care. Thank you so much for joining me.